Welcome to my home. Come through. My name is Sera. I am an interior designer and I make lampshades. All the lampshades that you see around the house are designed by me. I call them rude lampshades because when they're turned off, they look like jewellery for houses, and when they're turned on, they make everybody look beautiful when they're sitting next to them. Definitely I like the low light. I think it's more romantic, more gentle, and it looks just as beautiful off as it does on. So during the day it looks fantastic, and at night time it just gives the whole room a really beautiful glow. If you have the most beautiful home but you don't light it properly, then it's just can be just as. So lighting is very important, and I, with all the interiors that I design, I always have 4 different circuits of lighting: wall lighting, table lighting, and plant lighting. This is the sitting room, and at the moment, because it's very, very hot, I'm sorry for that, everybody sits on the floor and it's very, very relaxed. And at the moment I have a beautiful parasol in here, but it changes, it's not always like this. This room is a new room for us. This I call the projector room. Because of the World Cup, it was my excuse to get a projector screen. So this is really our cinema. And it's a very cool room, and obviously it's all painted black, but now the World Cup's finished, we just watch normal television or DVDs. And it's a great place for me and my friends or my kids just to hang out in. It was very, very dark before. It was actually chocolate brown, but because of the projector and cinema, it just made sense to make everything black. The Marilyn Monroe wallpaper is one of the wallpapers that I design, and it's just a Warhol, as you know, Marilyn Monroe Warhol in black and silver. It just goes very well in this cinematic film noir. I also absolutely adore this picture here. This is a James Wedge Bieber nude picture from the famous shop Bieber from the 70s. And this picture used to be displayed on all the buses that went around London. And in the 70s it was very risky, and the government told them, no, you've got to take it down. So they weren't actually allowed to use it on the buses. Primarily I chose to live in this neighbourhood because my children go to school around here. And second of all, it's very near to my favourite antique market that I buy most of the artefacts and furniture for my clients, called Alfie's Market. And third of all, this is the only communal garden square in this area. It was just so lovely to find this house. I was influenced by Poiret, the designer from the 1920s. He used to make the most amazing coats and jackets and things, but he was obsessed by blossom trees. So I painted blossom trees up my house. I've lived here about 7 years now. When I first bought the house, it was 4 flats, and I renovated it from top to bottom. And I just painted everything white, including the floorboards and the walls and everything. So it was like a perfect backdrop for me to start layering, which I like to do. Before we go up, I'd like you to see my Emmanuel, as in the film Emmanuel Corner. So. This is the Emmanuel Corner, and it doesn't have any ceiling, so it's a double aspect room, because when the builders were working here, they called me to say that the floorboards here were rotten, and so I thought, who needs a landing? So we've got a double aspect room. It's beautiful. Gives more light and air to the place. I found these chairs in a market in Islington, and they were outside the shop, and I was driving and I saw them and I completely fell in love with them. Although you can find peacock chairs, you can't find peacock chairs as beautiful as this. These are really exceptional, and I've got a feeling that or I like to think, that they are the original Emmanuel chairs from the film. And now we should go upstairs. On this floor I have 3 teenage children, so I think just for everyone's sake I'll spare you of that. This is my attic bedroom and bathroom in one room. I've always loved the idea of having a bath in your bedroom. It just sort of seems the right thing to do, really, especially when you've got friends in your room. One of you can be in the bath and one of you can be chatting on the bed. This is a jacuzzi bath, but I've sort of dollied it up so it doesn't look like a regular nasty plastic bath, but it's fantastic. Bubbling, relaxing. These Indian screens I found in Portobello Market, and I've got all my clothes behind there, hidden away, big mess. And I love my bedroom. I get changed here, I put my makeup on, get ready to go out, and here, I spend time here. I've put some Indian screens on the windows because that obviously it faces the street, so it's not as private as the other side, which faces a communal garden, which is totally private. So I just put the same Indian screens and I made the cupboards on the window, so it gives me a bit more privacy. Now I show you the toilet. This wallpaper that looks like lace, I designed with the Parisian wallpaper house Zuba. I think it's very effective. It does the trick, it looks like lace. My sink, which is, again, I think it's like 1920s or 1930s sink. It's very special. I found this in an antique shop. And I put this tin just to hide the base of it. I made this tin and hung beads from it. This toilet here is, again, very old, characterful, charming toilet. Most of it's antique, but not antique in a way that one has to be careful and precious with it. It's antique in a very sort of shabby chic, faded elegance way. So it's easy to live with. I don't want anything pretentious in my house. I don't want to worry about anything. Too many worries in the world, but not in your house, if you know what I mean. This balustrade I commissioned to be made, and I wanted it to be resembling like a Parisian lift shaft. It's very practical and it's very rustic and very homely. This is a refectory table, very old, antique, made of one piece of wood. Got just the most fantastic character to it. All the old people chopping on it, and so it's just fantastic. This will go with me until I think the day I die. These chairs, again, fantastically practical. Because of this tapestry that's on them. So if anybody spills anything on them, it doesn't matter, it just adds to their charm, which I like. So everything's very practical and easygoing here. When I came to this house, this room was a bedroom. So I opened the chimney up and I found that lovely chimney piece here. And this was actually terracotta. So I stuck it up there and painted it white, same as the kitchen, and it looks like a chimney hole. This is my sink, which I found in a reclamation yard called Sera Park. And I think at one time it must have been some sort of washing vessel for clothes or something like that. I think that I'd always like to use London as my base to live. I used to travel a lot buying things for people's houses, but now I find there's so much in London that I can literally just get in the car and drive for 20 minutes and I can